Hi, my name is Gibson, and I'm the co-owner and creator of the Personal Development School. This is your daily breakthrough video, and in this video, I'm going to talk to you about some core reasons dismissive avoidant attachment style individuals often end up in friends with benefit situations. I'm going to talk a little bit about what the root causes are of this, what the dismissive avoidant can do, and what you should know if you are the person in that relationship dynamic with that individual. So before I dive in, we are still doing our With You sale to support our community. This gives you for 3, 6, 12-month all access pass memberships, which basically gives you access to the entire school, all 40 plus pre-recorded courses. I do 4 live webinars every single week with our students, and then we have 6 plus. We keep adding more attachment coach run events. So mastermind groups, deep discussions where we have like discussion questions about, vulnerability and opening up and sharing with each other. So it's a really beautiful opportunity to connect with like-minded people and do belief reprogramming work together and all this stuff over Zoom video chat, which is really nice. And hopefully that's going to help offset some of the isolation and stuff that's taking place for people right now. So I'll put a link in the description box below, and we have a money back guarantee. So if you get in and you're not like, oh my God, this is amazing, then you have a money back guarantee. So great way to start the new year and take something away from all the different stressors that are occurring for a lot of people in the outside world. It's like, this is your way of pivoting and being able to get something out of this time where you worked on yourself, built new, deeper friendships and relationships, and come out the more secure version of yourself. So let's talk about this topic. So friends with benefit situations for dismissive avoidance. Why do these occur? Well, number one, they often occur because for dismissive avoidance, they're operating, like we always talk about on this channel, from their feelings minus their fears. Fears of intimacy, fears of being engulfed by somebody else, fears of being trapped, helpless, having to open up and being vulnerable, and then people seeing something's wrong with them, fears of seeming weak, because a lot of their emotional associations to all this stuff is that it's terrifying, it's scary, and they didn't have positive emotional associations programmed into them from their early caregiver relationships. So it's really important to recognize that first and foremost. Now, secondly, what do you see when you have a friends with benefit situation? Well, it's the absence of having to commit to something, the absence of pressure, which is triggering for DAs, to open up, to be vulnerable, to think into the future. So they get their freedom needs met, but they also get their connection needs met. And what I've seen in my practice historically, time and time again, is that dismissive avoidance will sometimes be very vulnerable in friends with benefit situations. Sometimes they can open right up and be very conversational and because there's the absence of their fears being activated. There's no pressure on the situation. So what we'll often see, or what I've often seen working with so many people over the years of different attachment styles, is dismissive avoidance be in a dynamic where they are interested in somebody, they have feelings, they feel vulnerable, they feel comfortable and safe being vulnerable and open, and they really connect. And the moment there is a conversation that says, oh, we should move this in a different direction, we should be more exclusive or committed, or, all of a sudden they go into like their fear mode, and they can really retract, withdraw, sort of pull back in that dynamic or situation. And it can be really challenging for the person who's dating them, because they go like, what happened? What was going on? So what can you do if you are the dismissive avoidant, and what can you do if you're the partner of the DA? Well, number one, if you are the dismissive avoidant, you have to recognize that the reasons you're pulling back are not because of the other person's behavior the vast majority of the time. Maybe the person can be pressuring a little bit too much, or cannot be seeing you and your needs and things like this. But the vast majority of the time, it's that those internal programs have been activated within you. And those things that come up for you, those are things that need to be worked on so that you can approach these situations and look more objectively and say, if I'm not interested in this person, or I don't see a future, I can have that conversation respectfully. But if I am, and I'm just backing away and pulling away out of fear, it's not fair to you at the end of the day, nor is it fair to the other person, because you didn't even get the opportunity to make a decision from your truth. You made a decision from your fear-based programming. So you want to be able to isolate, what are the scary stories I'm telling here? What needs am I afraid will go unmet in my life? And how can I communicate those needs and set out boundaries for those needs, and then do the reprogramming work around my stories to set myself free, so I can make objective choices in situations like this. And secondly, if you're the partner of a DA, or the friends with benefits partner in a sense of the DA, then what you want to be able to do is be clear about your boundaries and needs in the situation. Understand that if you have feelings minus fears, it doesn't matter if the person's feelings are 10 out of 10. If the fears for them are 8 out of 10, you know, you're only going to get a 2 out of 10 of like somebody coming towards you and making an effort. And you have to be clear about that. If the person who's dismissive avoidant doesn't say, I'm going to work on myself, I'm going to grow, I'm going to change, I'm going to work on these fears. And if you don't see actions, you only see words, you know, the actions at the end of the day are what do the work and allow for a different relationship dynamic to be possible. So if you don't see that, then you have to be fair and honest to yourself and decide what your boundaries are in the situation so that both of you don't get caught in this gray area long term where nobody's really committing or opening up or things like that. Because if somebody in a friends with benefit situation, one person wants something more and the other person doesn't, it can create a lot of toxicity and chaos long term. So these are very important things to become aware of. Hopefully this makes a whole lot of sense. And I do have separate videos in this series for the anxious preoccupied, why they end up in friends with benefit situations, the fearful avoidant, so on and so forth. So check that out. Thank you so much for being here. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.